Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to my first impressions video for the Ethiopia Pack. We're going to be taking a look at the developer update video that just came out today. This is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do for first impressions videos. Normally, I've already seen the video at least a little bit, so I can kind of take a few notes and know a few speaking points. We're doing this one as a complete reaction video. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything about this pack, this video whatsoever, other than the title. I mean, it's the Ethiopia Pack developer update. Now, this is also probably not going to go super in-depth into the Ethiopia civilization like we normally do for some of the first impression videos. So hopefully we'll get one of those videos maybe later in the week or whenever they decide to put one of those out, and then I can do another first impressions or reaction video to that one as well. Also, I'm putting my camera up because I know a few guys said they wanted to see my actual reaction to some of the bits and bobs. Also, I want to call out that a couple days ago, I did a collaboration video with a YouTube channel called Multiplayer Media, where we kind of talked about some of the Secret Society game mode that's coming out, which we may be hearing about right now. I assume we will be. But that was done a couple days ago before we actually saw any more information other than the name. So you can go check that video out. I'll try and put a link in the description below, and you can see if I was right, we were right in what we were talking about, or if we were way off base or whatever. But yeah, please definitely check that video out, and I'll probably be doing another collaboration video with Multiplayer Media here in a couple weeks, most likely when we talk about maybe one of the future civilizations that comes out or something of that nature. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Are we ready? We going?
Audio is going.
Can you hear me?
Speak.
Can you see me?
And video's going.
Yeah, I have two cats, and they're all the time scratching stuff up all over the place. So I can definitely feel that face right there about the cat scratching. I'm assuming that does not look like something he wants the cat to scratch. I could be wrong, but I feel you, buddy. I feel you.
Welcome to the developer update for the Ethiopia Pack, the second DLC of the Civilization 6 New Frontier Pass.
We're here to introduce you to some of the pack's new game content.
But first, for those of you who've purchased the New Frontier Pass, this update will also include our new leader personas for Teddy Roosevelt and Catherine de Medici.
Teddy is an interesting historical figure, because on the one hand, he had an interesting definition of diplomacy, given his big stick philosophy. But on the other hand, he's also a staunch conservationist.
Rough Rider Teddy shows him in all of his hard-charging New Frontier glory, and it's only this version of Teddy that unlocks the unique Rough Rider unit.
Okay, see, I hadn't seen anything about these personas before. I'll be honest, I've been kind of staying away from some of the news about the New Frontier Pass until we get close to each pack that comes out, so I hadn't really heard much about this at all. This is definitely a much more rugged-looking Teddy. I mean, he's got his gun on his hip and big old belt buckle. He's got his, look, I guess this is his cavalry uniform. So it's interesting to note that this persona is the one that's going to have the Rough Rider unit. Do I see anything else different here that jumps out at me? Units receiving +5 combat on their home continent. That's normal. Envoys sent to city-states. You have a trade route to count as 2 envoys. Is that in the current America? I can't remember, actually. All diplomatic policy slots in the current government are converted to wildcard slots. We knew about that one. I've seen that one before. The P-51 Mustang, we know about that one. And the film studio. That all looks normal. See, the Rough Rider, American Unique Industrial Air Unit, when the Teddy Roosevelt is the leader. Culture is earned from kills. We knew about that. And +10 combat strength when fighting on hills. I feel like that's the same Rough Rider unit. But I guess there's going to be a separate persona for Teddy Roosevelt, which is kind of like having 2 separate leaders, I guess, in a way. So you're going to have... I guess Rough Rider Teddy, and then I don't know what the other, hopefully they tell us the name of the other persona here in a moment, so we kind of know what the 2 versions of Teddy, maybe Diplomatic Teddy, something of that nature. To me, I'll be honest, he looks very much like John Wayne right now, and this the way he looks right now. If you see any of the old John Wayne, like, cavalry, type of old school westerns, he looks very much like that. All right, let's get back into the video.
His ability, the Roosevelt Corollary, still gives units additional combat strength on their home continent, but now also counts envoys sent to city-states that you have a trade route with as 2 envoys.
Okay, so that I thought that part was new. I was like, I don't remember the envoys sent to city-states getting 2 envoys. That's a pretty cool boost. I like that a lot. Definitely a good way to get a bunch of new free envoys. Plus, it is going to incentivize you to at least have occasional trade routes with city-states. I don't know if you'll just only trade with city-states from this point forward. Maybe you will if you really want to play up the Envoy game and really get the most out of those. But definitely kind of a cool. I like that extra little addition. Kind of gives city states a little bit more value to Teddy here.
Bull Moose Teddy uses Teddy's existing art and focuses on his passion for nature and high appeal tiles.
Meanwhile, our alternate Queen of Brands persona focuses on collecting as many copies of luxury resources as possible.
All right, let's back it up just a second because I want to see this. So this is Catherine de Medici. So this is the Catherine for France, obviously. Now there's two French leaders, as we know. This is the one that normally gives you spies and stuff. Does she still give us spies? I don't see it in here. Catherine de Medici Magnificence. She's definitely got a nice costume here. Looks a lot more. I mean, the other Catherine is a lot darker. Almost gothic looking with her dark dress and whatnot. This is definitely a lot more colorful for her. Let's see. Catherine's Magnificences. Magnificences? Is that a word? Improved luxury resources adjacent to theater square districts or chateau receive +2 culture. And then she may initiate the Court Festival project in any city with a theater square district. What is Court Festival? Do we see that? I don't see Court Festival here. Hopefully they talk about it here in a second. But +2 culture for the luxury resources that are next to theater squares and chateaus, that could turn into a decent amount of culture if you play it right and, kind of position things properly. The Grand Tour, the +20% production towards medieval, Renaissance, industrial wonders, that still fits into that's just normal. The Grand Imperial, that looks the same. And the Chateau, that looks the same as well, as far as I can tell. Yep, looks the same. This is definitely going to put her a little bit more on the culture side with this version of Catherine. Because obviously she's getting that extra culture from her magnificences. Whereas her other version, her alter ego, if you will, is going to be a bit more... it's going to have the spies in there. And it still can play the culture game, don't get me wrong. But I definitely think this is the stronger culture Catherine compared to the other one. In a lot of ways. And maybe we'll know some more about the other... I don't know if they've made modifications to the other versions of these leaders, or if we're going to even hear about those today or not. We'll find out. Like I said, this is all complete reaction to me. I have no idea what any of this is until I've hit the play button. So let's get back into the video.
Resources as possible, and allows her to initiate the Court Festival project in any city with a theater square, which awards culture and tourism based on the number of excess copies of the luxury resources that France possesses.
Awards culture and tourism based off of excess resources. So she's going to want to hold on to her resources instead of trading them all away. And then she's also, the fact that it's a city project that gives you tourism as well. Like none of the other ones give you tourism, right? You get culture from from the Theater Square one. You also get great people points, which effectively turns into tourism eventually once you get those great people. But to get actual raw tourism, I wonder how powerful this is actually going to be. Usually the city projects are based off of the production value of the city within them. We'll see how this plays in. It's going to be interesting.
Now, the big themes of DLC 2 are faith, diplomacy, and intrigue.
The centerpiece of the pack is, of course, our new civilization, Ethiopia. Its unique ability grants extra faith from international trade routes, and gives you new things to do with that faith to help you claim a culture victory.
We'll be dropping Ethiopia's first look later this month, so stay tuned for all the details on that civilization and their leader.
All right, so, I expected this much. I expected they wouldn't actually show us the details of Ethiopia until later, so we'll definitely be doing a first impression / reaction video to Ethiopia once we actually get more details about them. But, a little bit of the tidbits here, getting more faith from international trade routes, so obviously they're going to be going for international trade routes. That's going to be a key part of their strategy. It looked like they were able to buy, I think I saw it was an archaeological museum with faith. So I'm assuming there's others. In fact, let's actually back up the video here, see what was available there. So purchase with faith. Now this is showing in this screen grab here, if I've backed it up in the video properly, like all the districts are showing up as being able to purchasable with faith, as well as the buildings within them. Is Ethiopia literally going to be able to buy just anything with faith? Units, like core units, are not in here at the moment. You see the missionary units and the warrior monks and all that stuff. But obviously you can still get the, what is it? The Grandmaster's Cathedral. Is that the one? The building in your government district that allows you to buy units with faith. So they're going to be able to buy just, especially if you get that building, they'll be able to buy just everything with faith. They're going to be, as much as Mali is buy everything with gold, Ethiopia is going to be build up as much faith as you possibly can and buy everything with faith. Interesting. That is very. I mean, both of those have similar strategies because they're both a way of taking one city's production, gold, or in Mali's case, or faith, and in this case, and using that city's production to help other cities. So, like your brand new cities are going to be able to just bang, 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 spit out a whole bunch of faith type stuff, assuming this there's not any prerequisites here, and but that faith can come from other cities that are more established. So it's really going to help you get new cities up to speed very, very quickly, as well as, just like I said, it's going to be a global pool of production, if you will, using faith as opposed to the actual production within the city. It's going to be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Plus, I haven't played a religion game in a while, so maybe you still tap this into religion. Although, if you're using all your faith to buy other stuff, do you still go for religion with Ethiopia? I feel like you still can, but maybe you don't. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Is there anything else we can see in the screen here? We got the alter ego for both Catherine and Theodore, but I don't see anything else here jumping out at me that is new or unique. So we'll keep an eye on some more stuff. Let's get back in the video.
To help you claim a culture victory.
We'll be dropping Ethiopia's first look later this month, so stay tuned for all the details on that civilization and their leader.
This pack introduces a new district, the Diplomatic Quarter. This is your hub for foreign policy and international relations.
Diplomatic war. Okay. I can see that. I was trying to think about what districts could they actually put in, because they talked about a district, obviously. And I'm like, what are we missing? What do we not have? And I thought something more espionage or something more intrigue related would be in there, and maybe this is still going to spin into that, but a kind of diplomatic war to help with your diplomacy side. That makes sense. And I like the flags here. So it's kind of almost like a United Nations type complex of sorts. Okay, I can follow this, especially if we get some of the intrigue options in here, because I really think the intrigue, the spying, all that stuff could use a little bit of a boost.
Mechanically, the Diplomatic Quarter grants additional culture for each delegation or embassy from a foreign civ. It also reduces the level of enemy spies targeting that district and adjacent districts.
So diplomatic quarter, I think I said diplomatic ward. Diplomatic quarter, so gives you some extra culture, but it also reduces spies, at least in this district, but also surrounding districts. So you're going to want to put this in a central location with obviously some of your important districts around it potentially. Okay, I was going to say, does it say here? It does say here at the end, only one can exist in your empire at a time. That makes sense. It's going to be similar to the government plaza, where government's kind of more internal. This is diplomatic quarters, more, kind of your external diplomacy type of thing. That makes sense. Let's see here. Civilization receives +1 diplomatic favor for each delegation or embassy from a foreign civilization through diplomacy. And then +1 envoy if built next to the city center. Okay, that seems like a logical place to put it. And then enemy spies, etc., etc. Okay, cool. No, I mean, so it's still touching the intrigue. Not quite as much as I was hoping yet, but maybe there's some more to come.
It's so powerful, you can only have one in your civilization at a time.
The Consulate provides additional influence points every turn and reduces...
All right, I'm going to pause before it switches screens here. +2 influence points per turn. Good, so it's going to help you get envoys way quicker. Awesome. Enemy spy levels are reduced by 1 when targeting this city or cities with encampments. Oh, okay. So when targeting this city or other cities with encampments. So that's going to at least give us some extra value to encampments. A lot of times encampments are just something you might occasionally build 1 or 2 of, if even, to maybe get a little bit of XP or get a little bit of, whatever. Just, I could go an entire domination game without building a single encampment, because it's great, do not get me wrong, but there's also a lot of other great buildings. This is going to give a little bit more value to encampments, even for cities who aren't going the military route, because if you have a city that's got a lot of really key structures or key districts and things like that you want to protect, building an encampment will allow it to be a little bit better protected. Plus, it's going to give you +4 gold, +4 science, +2 faith. Pretty decent array of extra bonuses through that.
This is the level of enemy spies when they target that city or cities with encampments.
Meanwhile, the Chancery will grant additional science each time your civilization captures or kills an enemy spy.
So +3 influence per turn. So I'm assuming these are mutually exclusive? No, they seem to be... No, he just built the Consulate, and now the Chancery is available. So I guess you build one, then the other. So the first one gave you +1 influence points per turn. This one gives you +3, so that's a lot of extra influence points per turn. That's going to help you, again, get more envoys for city-states quicker, which is cool. Then when the civilization captures or kills an enemy spy, receive 50 science for every level of the enemy spy. Interesting. I mean, 50 science in the late game is not that much science, to be perfectly honest. I mean, right now, this guy's sitting at 207 science, about halfway through a 330 turn game. So 50 science is a quarter of a turn if it's a level 1 spy. Now, if it's level, max level spy, which is what, level 4, right? Because you get 3 promotions. First level, then 3 promotions. Does that count as 4? I think so. That would give away 200 science. So it's 1 turn of science. It's not a lot. It's still something, I suppose. But it's honestly, unless this scales up, which I don't see any evidence here, and maybe they're about to speak to that, it's really not a lot of science over the course of a game. It's still nice to have the influence points and a little bit extra faith. It's a building you might as well have. I mean, there's no reason not to build this building because you're probably going to build a diplomatic quarter anyway. But I don't know if that bonus is as amazing as I would like to see it.
To prevent envoys from becoming too powerful, envoy bonuses are now directly tied to these 2 buildings as well.
Finally, for players with
Envoy bonuses are directly tied to these 2 buildings. What does that mean? Okay, I mean, I'm not sure if I understand what that is. That saying that you don't get envoys through other means and you only get them through these buildings? That doesn't make sense, right? You still should get them through the governments, right? As you rank up in your governments, you get more and more envoys. Is it the actual the diplomatic cards that give you like envoy bonuses? Is that tied to this? I'm actually not sure. That feels a little cryptic. I don't know if I understand what that's implying, but I think you still were going to build these buildings anyway. But it sounds like there's something that is tied to these buildings being built. So maybe you can't do certain things with envoys unless these buildings are built, or maybe envoys are only a certain level of power. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully, give us more information soon.
Gathering Storm Horizon Fall, the Ethiopia Pack also introduces secret societies.
Consider your options carefully because there's no takebacks and there's no do-overs. There's no do-overs.
What does that mean? There's no do-overs, no takebacks. Being very secretive about these secret societies.
Once your membership is confirmed, you're a member for life. I mean,
a member for life. I expected that, to be honest. Like it's something where you have to choose at the beginning of the game or early in the game, and you become kind of locked into that for the rest of the game.
For the rest of the game, you'll be fine.
Secret societies offer benefits to those they invite to join their rank.
So discovered a society. You have discovered a mysterious society called the Hermetic Order, and earned 1 governor title. Cool, I like that. And then it looks like there's just some flavor text here. We don't have to read through that. All right.
And with your initiation comes a special governor with 4 unique promotions.
Oh, hello. That's how they're going to do that. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to come from a governor, like a secret governor. I thought maybe they'd give your leader, like if you've ever played Crusader Kings 2, they added in like a secret society type of element where there's like an extra page where your leader can kind of rank up and whatever. Here it looks like maybe there's governors what's actually ranking up within the secret society to get stronger and stronger. Interesting. I think it's okay. That's a good way to do it. Probably. Let's see here. Anything here that we can see that tells us any special information? Unlocked by discovering a natural wonder. That's an initiation level. Reveals the Leyline resource on the map. Leylines give a standard adjacency bonus to all specialty districts. Wow. That's pretty useful. And then the deeper mysteries, okay, yeah, there's just deeper mysteries here that we just don't know about. Interesting. Now, obviously, this is the Hermetic Order. There presumably are a bunch of others because there's a bunch of secret societies that exist in history. So I'm expecting to see, some of the what's some of the other ones, like maybe the Knights Templar or the Freemasons or stuff like that. Something of that order, and maybe something more religious based. We'll have to see.
These governors operate in worldwide networks and thus have no need to be assigned to a specific city. Promotion effects.
Oh, wait. I just saw. I think they showed us the second one. Ritual. Unlocked in medieval era. Allows you to construct the Alchemical Society building. a powerful replacement of the university. Now, we don't know what that is, but it says it's powerful. And I'm assuming this hermetic order is going to be lots of science-based stuff. So, interesting.
Promotion effects offered by secret society governors apply to your whole civ.
But who are these societies that you're signing up for?
The Owls of Minerva are puppeteers who mastermind plots behind the scenes and use espionage to achieve their goals.
All right, so we got the Owls of Minerva. So, okay, they focus on government, trade, and espionage. Initiation unlocked by sending an envoy to a city-state. Okay, that's easy enough to do. +1 economic policy slot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Each trade route sent to a city-state awards 1 envoy there. What? Combine that with Teddy? He's gonna get 3 envoys for every trade route he sends to a city-state. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on this initiation one. +1 economic. How is this not like... I mean, don't get me wrong. The ley line thing where you can put districts next to it and basically surround it with districts and get some really good adjacency is awesome. But it feels like that is so much weaker than this. +1 economic policy slot right off the bat is just huge. Ritual unlocked in medieval era allows you to construct the Gilded Vault building, a powerful replacement for the bank. Awesome. Indoctrination unlocked in the industrial era. +1 wildcard policy slot. What? +2 spy capacity. Your cities gain +4 loyalty per turn. And +1 amenity when your spy is in their territory. Wow. You have a lot of defensive spies with these guys, potentially. Which is good because you get the 2 extra spy capacity. Wow. And the wildcard slot. I mean, you got the economic policy slot and you get a wildcard policy slot. How is this not like the most powerful one? I mean, there's got to be other ones that are really good. Don't get me wrong. I've seen 2, and I've only seen a couple bits of both of them. But this one already seems ridiculously strong. Okay.
Oh God. Oh God! Joining their ranks gives access to the Gilded Vault. This new building has all the benefits of the bank, but also provides your commercial hub's gold adjacency bonus as culture and grants an additional trade route for cities with a harbor.
What? Okay, how is this one already, like, this one's already amazing. Already amazing. I mean, this is perfect for me, quite frankly, because I'm always terrible about developing culture. But I can make a nice, awesome, cool adjacency bonus commercial hub all day long. And if that also gives me culture, then that takes care of a lot of my culture deficiencies right there. And then this actually allows, where back when Civ 6 first came out, you could benefit from a trade route boost from both a commercial hub and a harbor. Nowadays, you can only do one or the other. You know, typically you're only going to build one or the other, depending on whether the city is landlocked or not. There's a few unique cases where you might build both, but I feel like most of the time you're only building one or the other to get that trade route. This one is actually going to make it where you want to build both. The money for this civilization, or for this secret society, is going to be through the roof. The culture is going to be nice. The spy stuff's going to be cool. The envoys, I mean, and then of course the policy cards, the economic one and the wild card. I mean, I can already see how this particular secret society is going to just make things amazing, and this is just one of them. How many are there?
The Hermetic Order values alchemy and occult science above all else. Their success comes from theories and inventions that others...
Okay, I gotta pause there before they change the screen. So they're indoctrination. We already saw this ritual, which gives us a more powerful university. Awesome. Indoctrination, and locked in the industrial era makes sense. That it seems like that's just the normal for all of these. For every great person earned, Leylines. Oh, there must be more than one leyline. Oh, it's a resource. I thought it was just like there's a leyline right there, and then yay us, we get one thing that we can surround with. No, it seems like it's a resource, so there's gonna be more of them. Leylines receive +1 yield equal to the great person's... Okay, wait. For every great person earned, Leylines receive +1 yield equal to that great person's district type. Great admirals and great generals earn +1 science. Oh, wow. This is actually suddenly getting way better. So if you earned, I don't know, 10 great artists or something like that, then your ley lines suddenly all have 10 culture? No way. Like that seems. I mean, that's not counting any other. Like, what if you got five and five, five of each of the? I mean, that's really hard to do on some of the higher difficulties. Don't get me wrong. But there've been games where I've gotten a ton of great people, and there's games I got like none. So, I mean, in this game, if you're going hermetic order, if you can plan ahead, I assume maybe you can. I don't know. Then really pushing up the great people points as high as you possibly can is really going to be a benefit to you, because every single great person you earn is going to suddenly boost all of your ley lines by 1x, whatever it is: production, science, culture, gold. Wow. Okay, so this is suddenly getting a lot better, but it's going to take some build up. The other one, it feels like more of a just impactful, just right there on the spot. Like, it's going to be immediately impactful. Whereas this one feels like there's going to be a little bit more build up. And you could fall completely on your face if you're not able to get a lot of great people.
Societies dismiss as mere fairy tales, such as Leylines, a new map resource only they can see, which gives standard adjacency bonuses to all specialty districts.
Oh, sorry. Let's go back for just one frame here. I mean, this one already has +7 science, +3 food, +3 production, +2 gold, +1 faith. Where's your culture, buddy? I'm just kidding. Obviously, we can already see this is an amazing tile by itself. Not only that, but it's going to give, the full standard adjacency to all the districts around it, which you're going to surround it with districts. Of course you are. Huh. Okay. I'm starting to see how this one's becoming a pretty strong one.
And can even grant bonus yields whenever a great person is earned. Members of the society can build the Alchemical Society, a university replacement building that has all of the base university effects. But it also provides extra great merchant points, great engineer points, increased production, and gold.
Okay, so there's going to be some way you're going to get some more great people points. Great merchant, great engineer, more gold equal to the science adjacency bonus. Oh, that's pretty huge. That's pretty nice. Get some really good campuses and science things. Can you imagine this with the Mayan civilization with some of their amazing adjacencies, and suddenly they're getting a whole bunch of gold, and then you get the civic card that gives you production as well. I mean, I can see how this is all going to start compounding on itself. Okay, I'm starting to see how this particular society is definitely going to be really, really fun to play with.
Perhaps from some lead lying around somewhere.
The Void Singers follow a dark religion of ancient
Void Singers. Ooh, I got the octopusy kind of thing where it's like what is that, Cthulhu or whatever kind of weirdness. He's the one with the tentacles, right? I don't follow any of that stuff. I apologize. What I know about anything along these lines, I learned from World of Warcraft, because they have like weird kind of old gods and stuff like that in it. That tells you anything about anything. I don't know much about anything. Let's see here. Unlocked by discovering a tribal village. Okay, that's easy enough to do. Allows you to construct the old God Obelisk building, a powerful replacement to the monument. Cool. I'd like to see about that in a moment. These monuments are pretty cheap, but also pretty weak. Unlocked in the medieval era, you get your ritual. Cities earn gold, science, and culture per turn, equal to 20% of their faith per turn. Wow, that can add up really fast. Oh, especially if you're playing the new Ethiopia that we know wants to stack up as much faith as they possibly can. 20% more of all the other yields. That covers you. I mean, you're going to be. You'd say you're getting 1,000 faith per turn, because I think that's realistic. Honestly, if you're really pushing it, suddenly you're getting 200 science, culture, and gold per turn just for free, and that's not even counting whatever else you did along the way. That's really going to help you out when you're really hard focusing on that faith to really benefit from that, to not leave the other things behind. That's awesome. Indoctrination. Unlocked in the industrial era, unlocks the cultist unit. Okay, a new unit. Is purchased with faith, makes sense, and uses charges to reduce loyalty in foreign cities and generate relics of the void. So, new way to get relics. That's awesome. I like that, because relics are hard to get sometimes. And then being able to reduce loyalty, hopefully that helps you flip cities and things like that. That's pretty cool. And we actually get to see the master plan for this one. Unlocked in the atomic era. That's actually pretty late in the game, but that's okay. That makes sense. Unlocks dark summoning, a city project that provides a lot of faith while active, and upon completion, raises the amount of loyalty damage done by cultists. Man, you're going to be flipping cities through loyalty big time with these guys. Oh, that looks like fun. I don't know. I mean, that ritual, that second one down, the ritual one, is pretty strong. I don't know if it's quite as strong as some of the other ones we've seen just on face value. It is really strong, don't get me wrong. But this one looks like a lot of fun to play with because I think you're going to be able to use a lot of really unique strategy to flip some cities to your side and things like that. Interesting. Okay, okay. And I'm assuming, I mean, you guys see, I could see religion play here if you're getting some of those relics and things like that. Assuming they still provide the faith and stuff.
Ancient gods and sow chaos to control adversaries. Joining them unlocks the old God Obelisk, which replaces the monument, has all of the monument's base effects, and provides additional faith and great work slots.
That's a lot of faith. I also like the way it looks. It looks really cool with that kind of bluish flame there. 4 faith? That is a lot of faith early in the game for not a very expensive building to build. Plus the great work slot. Can't go wrong with that. That holds any type. That's a really strong building, especially because it's so early and so cheap. Okay. Definitely getting this early in the game is going to help you get a religion early in the game. Now, they haven't said this yet. Can more than one civilization be part of the same secret societies? Like, or is it just first come, first serve? Whoever gets there first gets to pick, or how does that come into play? Because I mean, if you're the only person who picked this secret society, then you're probably going to get you know, a lot of good stuff early on. You're gonna get your Pantheon early for sure. You're gonna get your Pantheon before anybody, and then you can maybe compound that into being able to get some of the religious stuff up and running, you know, a lot quicker than anybody else. Interesting. Okay.
The Void Singers also have a unique unit, the Cultist. Purchased with faith, cultists can spend a charge to recruit followers in enemy cities, reducing the target city's loyalty by calling its citizens to madness.
The Sanguine Pact is a militaristic regime known for sapping enemies of their will to fight, shunning the sunlight, and absorbing nutrients through the blood of their... And these are vampires. Yeah, they're definitely vampires. Joining the Pact unlocks the unique Vampire unit, which gains combat strength when adjacent units perish.
What? We're getting vampires? Okay, I mean, not that some of these other ones weren't already a little bit crazy and off the wall, but vampires? What? Okay. They sound really strong. I mean, it started off, can we see, do we see a melee strength change? And I'll back it up here before he killed that unit. I'm going to play it here.
Unique Vampire unit, which gains combat strength when adjacent units perish. Instead of dying, vampires retreat to safety with 1 HP, and can be healed back to full with some good pillaging.
They don't die? I didn't see his combat strength go up. Maybe I missed it. They don't die? What? Okay. I'm trying to think of how this works. I mean, how many of these can you have? Can you just have an army of the... What? I mean, obviously, if they get down to 1 HP and they retreat, and then your army is effectively retreating and whatnot, and you're having to... It's still painful, don't get me wrong, but, you know, then you heal them back up, and it sounds like they can do some creative pillaging to heal back up quicker. But, they don't die. Okay.
Vampire castles can be placed in any empty tile in your territory or in neutral territory, grant defensive bonuses and extra yields, and in later eras allow you to teleport units between them.
What? We didn't even see any of the other bonuses that this particular society gets. You know, from that little governor thing. But vampires that could put down cool castles that have, you know, special extra yields that you can teleport between and they don't die. What? Okay. All right. Let me take a pause for a moment because I had mentioned this in the video. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I did a collab video with you know, a guy named his channel is called Multiplayer Media, and we talked about whether or not secret societies would be a toggleable game mode or if it's going to be an on all the time game mode. And I said if it's toggleable, that makes some sense, similar to the Apocalypse game mode that they have now, because I assumed if it was toggleable, that would allow them to introduce just game-breaking, powerful changes through the secret societies, which these are game-breaking, powerful changes. Now, they haven't said whether it's toggleable yet or not. I still leaning towards, I'm assuming that is, because for this just to be in the base game, it's a little too strong. And it changes the game too much, because there's going to be times where I just want to play Civilization 6. I don't want to be playing against vampires, quite frankly. I just don't. But there's going to be times when I want to have some fun with some vampires. And obviously all the other ones. So I'm hoping it's still leaning toward. Maybe you guys already know. Maybe they've already announced it. I haven't seen it in the video yet. I haven't seen anything else. I've been kind of trying to stay a little bit fresh so that I can be true reaction to this video. So I haven't really seen any other information about the Secret Society. So I'm hoping it's toggleable at this point, because I think these changes are too game breaking to leave on all the time. But I also hope that you can turn this on with Apocalypse mode, because the combination of the two of those is going to make this thing just insanely fun. Okay, let's get back into this.
So there you have it. The faith of Ethiopia, the diplomacy of a new quarter, and the intrigue of 4 new secret societies with very different goals.
So there's only 4 secret societies. So we saw the 4 secret societies. Okay. So there's kind of one that's a little bit more militaristic with the vampires. One is a little bit more science-based. One is a little more faith-based, and with a little bit of spying in mixed in. And then, oh no, I'm sorry. The spying one was the culture one, wasn't it? I may be getting them all mixed up. Still, 4 things. And that was one thing I was really hoping for. I was really hoping the secret societies would be a little bit more targeted towards specific victory types, so that hopefully you can be like, you know what, I really want to play Maya today. I want to be really strong on the science. Let me go with the science secret society today. Or, you know, I'm playing, I don't know, Hungary or something like that. You know, someone who's very strong on the military side of things. It's Hungary, right? Oh my goodness, I just mind blanked the name of that civilization that's got the strong dark knights and stuff like that. But I feel like they would be fun to play with the vampires and stuff. It's Hungary, right? Oh my goodness, how do I not remember the name of these civilizations? It's not like there's only 40 some odd, 46 or 50 or whatever it is now. How dare I forget the names of them? You know which one I'm talking about, though, hopefully. The one with the 2 knights that level up into each other, and you can get the city-states. Please feel free to make fun of me in the comments below about what the name of the actual civilization is, because I'm obviously forgetting it. But yeah, I was hoping they would be targeted more towards each kind of victory type and really help you kind of streamline your approach and really maybe double down, maybe is the better way to put it. You know, double down on the science, double down on the faith and things of that nature.
Civ fans, you are the best fans in gaming.
To keep up with all the latest Civ news, be sure to follow our social channels.
Next month, we'll be talking about the free content coming your way in the next game update.
Thank you for joining us, and remember, when you enter the vaulted halls of the elite, make your choices carefully. There's always one more turn.
Give me a high five if you love Civ. Oh, that's a double high five.
Anything else? Is that it? I think that's it. All right, let's pause it there. I don't want to get too much into anything else. Yeah, okay. So obviously this video is exceptionally long, and that's what happens when you get a reaction video as opposed to a pre-planned me structuring video. So hopefully that's not a problem. A lot of reaction from me today, though, because I was not expecting some of those. I mean, the flavor, like some of the stuff with the secret societies I was expecting. Like, again, I was expecting it to be pretty game changing. I was expecting it to be, you know, pretty much, you know, lined up with the different victory types that you can kind of choose and kind of go that route. I was not expecting vampires that never die. Flat out was not expecting vampires. If I thought hard enough about it, I probably could have thought about some of the other ones and like the flavors of them a little bit. The Leyline ones, I didn't think that direction, but I get it, and I could have thought something along those lines, and if I thought hard enough. But no, there was definitely some surprises here, and those secret societies are going to be crazy to play as. I haven't played as the Apocalypse game mode yet because I knew it changes the game so much. I wanted to experience Maya and Grand Columbia kind of in their raw form, and I was planning on getting to the Apocalypse mode at some point with whatever civ I decide to play with. But I definitely want to play those secret societies. It looks like a lot of fun, but I don't want it to be on all the time. Like, I want to choose, and again, that's why I'm really hoping it's a toggle, because I want to be able to play without it sometimes and then play with it sometimes, depending on how I feel that given day. Because it definitely takes away from the history side of things. I mean, don't get me wrong, secret societies were historical, but I don't think there's actual vampires out there. I could be wrong. But No, this looks really cool. I'm really excited about what they're doing here. And I think I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I have for sure, but I will mention it again. I personally love what they're doing with the new Frontier Pass. I love the fact that they're spreading this out over the course of a year as opposed to doing all in one lump. Um, all at once is great. Don't get me wrong, but if you think about it, it takes a little bit longer to develop because you have to make sure everything's good before you can release it. And then, when I get it all at once, it's a little bit harder for me to kind of go through it and consume it, because it's just okay. What do I do next? I mean, there's like 10 civilizations thrown at me, and it's just a lot to choose from. Whereas like this, I have the time to go ahead and play Maya and play Ethiopia. Hopefully, try to get an Apocalypse game in as well before the next pack comes out. Then I could play Ethiopia. That's not Ethiopia. I said Grand Colombia. Whatever. You know what I mean. I could play each civilization as it comes out, or each leader as it comes out, each game mode as it comes out, things like that. Truth be told, I mean, it's an amazing thing for a YouTuber like me because it gives me plenty of content over the next year. I'm gonna have content for a full year. Thank you for Axis, but hopefully it gives you guys lots of stuff to watch as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this game, this particular update, the secret societies, what little bit we know about Ethiopia, the new personas for the leaders. What you guys think about the Frontier Pass altogether? Do you like that it's kind of gradually coming out to you bit by bit and basically gives us content for a full year, or do you wish it was all one big expansion pack thrown at once? Which, let's think of it that way. If it was all at once, in theory, we wouldn't get it until next year sometime. Is that what you guys would prefer, or do you like having it a little bit here and there in little bite-sized pieces? Like I said, I prefer the bite-sized pieces, but I'm also a YouTuber who gets benefit from that. But I think even if I wasn't a YouTuber, I'd still like it this way because it just gives me a way to get a little bit excited every couple of months, as opposed to just big time excited once. I get a little excited every few months, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, please feel free to let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Also, let me know what you think about the game, the video, the way I did the video this time with the reaction as opposed to pre-planning and stuff like that. It also obviously resulted in a much longer video, but hopefully the reactions were somewhat entertaining. Yeah, please let me know what you think. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this type of video, so that way I know to do more of these type of kind of more reaction as opposed to the pre-planned first impression videos. And also, please please subscribe and let me know that you are enjoying the channel, enjoying the content, and just want to keep things going. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.